Blog Talk Radio.
Kulatanya Idame Yemibal said on Saturdays, the Sabbath, Meskel Abra Bekokoboch Samayinas Gate Kohulum Hayinasai Meskel Abra Bekokoboch Samayinas Gate. The cross shined and had the heavens embroidered with stars. Of all the sun is seen. The cross shined and had the heavens embroidered with stars. Shabbat Shalom. A song for the days of rest inside your home. Sunday Salam, Shabbat Shalom.
My God, it's full of stars. My God, it's full of stars, full of stars, full of stars, full of stars.
Let the words of thy mouth and the meditation of thy heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Most High Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. The heavens declare the glory of the Most High, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. There is no speech nor language where thy voice is not heard. Their line is gone out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. Rastafari, Rastafari, the bright and morning star. In them there's a tabernacle set for the sun, which has a bridegroom coming out of his chamber, and rejoiceth as a strong man to run a race. His going forth is from the end of the heaven, and his circuits upon the ends of it, and there is nothing hid from the heat thereof. Lightning. Everyone should know. Everyone should know. Everyone should know. Oh, Rastafari. The law of the Most High is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Most High is true, making wise the simple. The statutes of the Most High are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the Most High is pure, enlightening the eyes. The fear of the Most High is clear, enduring forever. The judgments of the Most High are true and righteous altogether. More to be desired are they than gold, yea, more than much fine gold. Sweeter also than the honey and the honeycomb. Moreover, by them is thy servant warned, and in keeping of them there is great reward. Who can understand his errors? Cleanse thou me from secret faults. Keep back thy servant also from presumptuous sins. Let them not have dominion over I. Then shall I be upright and I shall be innocent from the great transgression. Selah, Selassie. Everyone should know. Everyone should know. Rock it. Oh, Rastafari. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. O Most High, I strength and I redeemer. Selah, Selassie. Aya Ingi. Arise, bright and morning star. Glory to word, glory to sound, glory to the power of the Most High, Imperial Majesty, Emperor, Celestia, Empress, Menonai. I. Oh, everyone should know.
My advice to all is to fulfill the Ten Commandments. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
New York Massive, are you ready? I wanna hear it, say yes. I wanna hear it, say yes. Uptown Massive, are you ready? I wanna hear it, say yes. I wanna hear it, say yes. Now Jamaica Massive, are you ready? I wanna hear it, say yes. I wanna hear it, say yes. All who have beat from last night from the whole of rest. All who have beat from last night from the whole of rest. Because you come in this morning and you know what evening come and you know what you have to take a rest, you have to take a you know I come rest, but what I rest, you know I come rest. But some work so tired and me can't get a rest. Sleep last night and me can't get a rest. But from dance late and me can't get a rest. Want to sleep but through the night me can't hold a rest. New York Massive, are you ready? I want to hear you say yes, I want to hear you say yes. Massive, are you ready? I want you to say yes, I want you to say yes.
Senbet Salam, Senbet Salam, Senbet Salam, Senbet Salam. Sabbath peace, Sabbath safety, Senbet peace, rest safely, rest. The true rest and peace is in Christos and in Him. Salam.
Wherever you go, whatever you do, brothers and sisters, keep the Sabbath day and chase the devil away. Wherever you go, whatever you do, brothers and sisters, keep the Sabbath day and chase the devil away. Glory be to my God and King. Glory be to the Supreme Being. Rastafari, the Anointed One. Haile Selassie rules from Zion. Glory be to my God and King. Glory be to the Supreme Being. Rastafari, the Anointed One. Haile Selassie rules from Zion. Wherever you go, whatever you do, brothers and sisters, keep the Sabbath day and chase the devil away. Wherever you go, whatever you do, brothers and sisters, keep the Sabbath day and chase the devil away. Don't you worry of people's politics. Don't you worry of the preacher man's liars. For you and me, we are imperfect. Jah alone is the one I salute. Him alone is the one you should serve. Him alone is the one you should praise. Him alone, defender of the faith. Him alone stands for the truth. Wherever you go, whatever you do, brothers and sisters, keep the Sabbath day and chase the devil away. Wherever you go, whatever you do, brothers and sisters, keep the Sabbath day and chase the devil away. Sometimes you feel hopeless. I know sometimes you feel helpless. Don't you give up, trust in the Father, for the Father is the provider. I know sometimes you feel hopeless. I know sometimes you feel helpless. Don't you give up, trust in the Father, for the Father is the provider. Wherever you go, whatever you do, brothers and sisters, keep the Sabbath day and chase the devil away. Wherever you go, whatever you do, brothers and sisters, keep the Sabbath day and chase the devil away. Wherever you go, whatever you do, brothers and sisters, keep the Sabbath day and chase the devil away. Wherever you go, whatever you do, brothers and sisters, keep the Sabbath day and chase the devil away.
Bemezmor Dawi, Nafule. Besma Abo, well, women fest Kadu, Sahadu Amla, Kiber the Kal, Kiber the Kistu, Kiber the Hide, Kiber the Samawi, Hide, Ja, Rastafari. Ajaja way away. Ajaja way away. Hey, send me salam, Shabbat shalom. A song for the days of rest, yeah, inside your home. Send me salam, Shabbat shalom. A song for the days of rest, yeah. yeah, inside your home. This is such a good thing, giving thanks and praises to the Most High, Jah Rastafari. On the sultry, playing on the 10-string, showing love and kindness. Money tonight, yeah, the brutish man will never know. Neither does the fool overstand his law. Jah has made us triumph by the workings of our hands. Work and deep thought gives us purpose and a plan. Hey, send babe salam, Shabbat shalom. A song for the days of rest, yeah, inside your home. And still, send babe salam, Shabbat shalom. A song for the days of rest, yeah, inside your home. When the wicked grow like the grass, workers of their iniquity hate the righteous path. Rastafari scatter them like sand amidst the shore. Enemies perish when God's on high forevermore. But my heart shall you exalt like the horn of Africa. And I will be anointed ahead with fresh oil, with fresh oil. Come on, well, yeah. Send back salam, Shabbat shalom. Song for the days of rest, well, inside your home. And still, send back salam, Shabbat shalom. A song for the days of rest, well, oh well. This at the time, people get caught in a distant mind. History behind, Babylon come with a different design. And still it's all the same. Better relax, sit and recline. His Majesty said unity and only Jah know. Well, enough of them are the sick and the blind. You consider divine. Any place to get them all, we call we I and I go. Sure. You find your bliss in a life. Your face look different this time. You fight with petition and prayer. Balance with spiritual light. Rasta are Israelite. Where Babylon feel like trying to cut the branch, please let it grow. The roots of David, he could only be so. Got to take it easy, please take it slow. Hey, send back salam, Shabbat shalom. A song for the days of rest, yeah, inside your home. Send back salam, Shabbat shalom. A song for the days of rest, well, oh well. Come on, well, yeah. More and better the hymn negere Yehuda Machaber. Line of Judah Society, LOJS. Yeah. The Maui Island. Ajaja way on way. Ajaja way on, yeah. Come on, well. Ajaja way on way.
Psalm 92. It is a good thing to give thanks unto the Lord, and to sing praises unto thy name, O Most High, to show forth thy loving kindness in the morning, and thy faithfulness every night, upon an instrument of 10 strings, and upon the psaltery, upon the harp with a solemn sound. For thou, Lord, hast made me glad through thy work. I will triumph in the works of thy hands. O Lord, how great are thy works, and thy thoughts are very deep. A brutish man knoweth not, neither doth a fool understand this. When the wicked spring as the grass, and when all the workers of iniquity do flourish, it is that they shall be destroyed forever. But thou, Lord, art most high forevermore. For lo, thine enemies, O Lord, for lo, thine enemies shall perish. All the workers of iniquity shall be scattered. But my horn shalt thou exalt like the horn of an unicorn. I shall be anointed with fresh oil. Mine eye also shall see my desire on mine enemies, and mine ears shall hear my desire of the wicked that rise up against me. The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree. He shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon. Those that be planted in the house of the Lord shall flourish in the courts of our God. They shall still bring forth fruit in old age. They shall be fat and flourishing, to show that the Lord is upright. He is my rock, and there is no unrighteousness in him.
Senbet Salam, Senbet Salam, Senbet Salam, Senbet Salam. Sabbath peace, Sabbath safety, Senbet peace, rest safely, rest. The true rest and peace is in Christos and in him. Salam.
The poor and needy. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The poor and needy. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. She seeketh wool and flax, and worketh willingly with her hands. She is like the merchant's ships. She bringeth her food from afar. She riseth also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household, and a portion to her maidens. She considereth the field, and buyeth it. With the fruit of her hands she planteth a vineyard. She girdeth her loins with strength, and strengtheneth her arms. She perceiveth that her merchandise is good. Her candle goeth not out by night. She layeth her hands to the spindle, and her hands hold the distaff. She stretcheth out her hand to the poor, yea, she reacheth forth her hands to the needy. She is not afraid of the snow for her household, for all her household are clothed with scarlet. She maketh herself coverings of tapestry, her clothing is silk and purple. Her husband is known in the gates when he sitteth among the elders of the land. She maketh fine linen and selleth it, and delivereth girdles unto the merchant. Strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come. She openeth her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness. She looketh well to the ways of her household, and eateth not the bread of idleness. Her children arise up and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he praiseth. Many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excellest them all. Favor is deceitful, and beauty is vain. But a woman that feareth the Lord, she shall be praised. Give her of the fruit of her hands, and let her own works praise her in the gates. The end of the proverb. Who can find a virtuous woman? Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. Who can find a virtuous woman? Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. Who can find a virtuous woman? Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. Who can find a virtuous woman? Who can find a virtuous woman? Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. Who can find a virtuous woman? for her price is far above rubies. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. Who can find a virtuous woman? Who can find a, 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 who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies.
Shuba shuba, shuba shuba day, shuba shuba, shuba 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 day, shuba shuba, shuba shuba day, yeah. Now the real man can live without the woman. Like night to day, says a woman to her man. He's essential to his purpose and his mission. A good woman is a glory to her man. He'll never take the power, still let's make him a better man. Every great man has a virtuous woman. Woman, you say you love me. You never leave me lonely, yeah. You always be there for me. I need not to worry, yeah. Woman, to keep my strong with the part of your plan. I leave my mom and dad, find a woman and be one. With a woman I make my bond, perfect combination. I am a black man, some love me black woman. Woman, I give me this sweet, sweet love. Oh, any time of day, yeah, lots of kisses and hugs. Oh, I burn on yeah. No real man can live without the woman. That night to day, says a woman to her man. And she's essential to his purpose and his mission. A good woman is a glory to her man. She'll never take the power, till let's make him a better man. Every great man has a virtuous woman. Woman I love and honor. The party of the life career, the Empress Omega. The mother Rastafari culture revises to the king and his empress Menin, who showed us the right and the true way of living. Woman could never cause sin, so listen as I sing. But the women of the earth, my joy bell ring, ring, ring. Equality in Zion, my nature's law, that's where he should go. For every man I know there is a woman. You meet the valley, that's all I know. Oh, yeah. Shuba shuba, shuba shuba day, shuba shuba, shuba 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 day, shuba shuba, shuba shuba day, shuba shuba day, shuba 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 day. When I say the family unit is fundamental and important, you know. The real man can't live without someone, you know. The person's gonna rise, it's gonna purify the man that I want, you know. I go, you might know, you know. Now, the real man can live without the woman. Like night to day, says a woman to her man. She's essential to his purpose and his mission. A good woman is a glory to her man. Woman, you say you love me. You never leave me lonely, yeah. You always be there for me. I need not to worry, yeah. Woman, to keep my song with the part of your plan. I leave my mom and dad, find a woman and be one. With a woman I make my bond, perfect combination. I am a black man, some love me black woman. Woman I give me this sweet, sweet love. Oh, any time of day, yeah, lots of kisses and hugs. For us, the man I burn out dull, yeah. No real man can live without the woman. Like night to day, says a woman to her man. In Mount Zion, yeah. With King Alpha and Queen of Father and mother of
Hallelujah. Rastafari. Here. Yes, I give thanks, Warrior King, with the virtuous woman. And also on the Barrington Levy dub right there, Alexander Scorby with Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 31, verses 10 to 31 on the Eshet, Oset Chayil, on the strong Oset Eshet, the strong woman, the woman of virtue, the woman of valor, right there. So here we have the 16th chapter of Numbers as we pick up here with this 38th degree of our sabbatical study here. The Shabbat mana right here is for Shabbat Korah. We have Sabbath Korah, Shabbat Korah, Senbed Koreh. Now the virtuous woman is even inferred right here within this narrative right here. It's interesting because it picks up with now Korah, the son of Izhar, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, with Datan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, and On. There was the one named On. He was a son of Peleth. These were sons of Reuben, sons of Reuben, took men. Now, as we go through the narrative, we get to find that, well, Korah was still in his rebelliousness even after Moshe tried to speak to his cousin, right? And then we also get Datan and Abiram. They won't come up to reason with Moshe. But what's interesting is that we have On. What happened to On, right? On, the son of Peleth. Well, some of the ancient scribes and sages had reasoned that, well, we don't have On because it was said that after his Isha, his Eshet, his Oset, his wife, got wind of what was going on, she discouraged him. She told him, like, you know what, fall back from these other Reubenites and Korah and everything. So even right there, the reasonment concerning that virtuous woman, that Eshet Chayil, can even be found here in this 38th degree of our sabbatical study here, picking up with Numbers chapter 16. We have Korah, the ringleader. He was the son of Izhar, son of Kohath, son of Levi. Then we have Datan and Abiram, who was sons of Eliab, one named Eliab. And then we have On. On right here is mentioned, who was a son of Peleth. And they were all sons of Reuben, of Reuben. They took men. But what we don't find in the judgment, we don't find On. As we go forward to say verse 23 of Numbers chapter 16, it says, and Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, speak to the congregation, saying, get you up from about the dwelling of Korah, Datan, and Abiram. But in the beginning of this 38th degree, right here in Numbers chapter 16, it says, now Korah, then it says, with Datan and Abiram and On. They took men. But here in the judgment in verse 23, we have just Korah, Datan, and Abiram. So there appears to be 250 men, plus there appears to be these 254. But one of them, On, is no longer found in the narrative in the site of judgment here. Instead, we have get you up, get all the rest of y'all up, all you rest of you rank and file Israelites, get up. Right, get up from the dwelling of Korah, from the tents of Korah, Datan, and Abiram. And Moshe rose up and he went to Datan. It says that Moses in verse 25, Numbers 16:25, Moses rose up and he went to Datan or Datan and Abiram, and the elders, the Ziknei Yisrael, the elders of Israel followed him. And as we keep going through the narrative, right, he's pointing out, he says, depart, I pray to I to the congregation from the tents of these wicked, these ratchet men, and touch nothing of theirs, lest you all be swept away in their foolery, in their uckery, in their lack. Verse 27 says, so they got them up. So the people heard Moshe's pleading and beseeching them. It says they got them up from the dwelling, the tents, the tabernacle of Korah, of Datan and Abiram on every side. And Datan and Abiram came out. Now they come out and they stood at the door of their tents. So now they come out. When Moshe called to them, they said, "Nah, we're not going to go up." But now they come out. When they heard the activity, seemed like people were moving away. They came out. They stood at the door of the Patah, right, of their tents with their wives and their sons and their little ones. Now here we also point out the sons of Korah. We find the sons of Korah are mentioned in many of the Psalms, the superscription of the Psalms of David, and they're also mentioned even here in Numbers. It seems as though the sons of Korah did not follow in the ways of their father. So that kind of saying, you are what your father is. Well, actually, Josh says that the son will not be put to death for the uckery of the father, nor the fathers for the uckery of the sons. But in speaking of the fathers, right, those fathers who hate Jehovah and Yahweh, as Korah is clearly demonstrating here, as well as Datan and Abiram, his sons, the sons of Korah, did not follow in the ways of their father. But it appears also that we have one named On. On is mentioned. On is the son of Pelet, right? He's also one of the sons, the children of Reuben. Right, at the beginning of this rebellion, at the beginning of this conspiracy right here. So the question here is, well, what happened to On? Is it true what some of the sages have deduced in their reasoning that, well, On was discouraged by his wife? He had a virtuous woman, an Eshet Chayil, and she told him, like, don't go along with them. And he didn't go along with them. And therefore, although he is mentioned at the outbreak of this rebel lion, this rebellion, he is no longer mentioned in the judgment, right? We get these three, Korah, Datan, and Abiram. We don't get the four at the beginning, Korah, Datan, Abiram, and On, but we get Korah, Datan, and Abiram. So could it be that On's wife, his Aisha, his virtuous woman, discouraged him, right, from following, right? And we get to verse 32. It's interesting right here in verse 32, just in chapter 16 right here, some highlights. It says, "And the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up and their households and all the men that appertaineth to Korah and all their goods." But here we have this reference right here, right? It cannot refer to Korah's sons. Why? Well, in Numbers chapter 26 and 11, it says, "The sons of Korah died not." Did you read that there? Let's go to Numbers chapter 26. Numbers chapter 26, verse 11. Numbers chapter 26, here we're in 26, verse 11. It says, notwithstanding the sons of Korah died not. U b'nei Korah lo meitu. U and b'nei Korah, and the sons of Korah lo not meitu. Not dying, not being deaded on, not dying, lo meitu. So, and the sons of Korah died not. So here we have in Numbers chapter 26, verse 11, that the sons of Korah died not. Let's just rewind this right here for a moment. Here we're in just scrolling ahead in chapter 26, right, in chapter 26. In chapter 26, going over Reuben. So we have some of the children of Levi, Korah, and some of the children, right, of Reuben. Now remember, Reuben was the firstborn. Here in Numbers chapter 16, here in Numbers chapter 26, scrolling ahead, comparing chapter 16 here with chapter 26. In chapter 26, verse 5, it says, Reuben, the firstborn of Yisrael. So Reuben was the firstborn of Yisrael. And according to the genealogy, Korah, did you know that Korah was also a firstborn? Was this what prompted or instigated his rebellion? His rebellion, because he thought or reasoned or rationale, he rationalized that, well, he should be, right, the head of the Kohathite clan, right? So here, just bringing this out right here, right? Korah was the cousin of Moses and a well-respected Kohathite. Now, the Kohathites had the honor of being the carriers of the holy instruments, the holy furniture, like the Ark of the Covenant. So Korah was of that particular clan, that particular Mispacha, right? That clan of the Levites. He was honored to be one of the carriers of the holy Ark. He was renowned as a wealthy man of influence. So he was a man of influence. He was also a Nasi. Nasi in the Hebrew, a prince of Ha'am, a prince of the people of Amo Yisrael, of the people of Israel. Now, despite all this privilege, he had privilege, right? He had Kohathite privilege. Despite all of his Kohathite and his Levite privilege, somehow he rationalized, and his rationalization would have him join up with some of the sons of Israel's firstborn, Reuben, right, who was the firstborn. So despite all this privilege, Korah rationalized that he should be the Rosh. He should be the head. He should be the chief. He should be the captain. He should be the captain of the Kohathite clan instead of his cousin El-Zafan. Why did he rationalize this? Well, when we look at the genealogy, Korah, he was the firstborn of Kohath's second son. He was the firstborn of Kohath's second son, whereas El-Zafan was not even a firstborn son. So is Moshe here playing some sort of partiality? How is this? Indeed, because Korah, he felt slighted by what he felt was Moshe's choice. So Korah went even so far as to brazenly question whether the office of the high priest, that's the role of Aharon. Aaron was the Hebrew Christ. He was the Hebrew Christ in the camp. He was HaMoshiach. He was the anointed. His sons, the priests, the Kohanim, they were the Hebrew Christians or the Meshachim. They were the Messiahites. They were the ones who had that honor of being the anointed ones. Now, Korah, now in his rationalization, went even further, and he questioned whether that anointed office, the Moshiach office of the Kohen Gadol, of the high priest that was occupied by Aaron, should not also be given to him rather than Aaron, rather than Aharon. Now, Korah had co-conspirators. Now, here in these Torah readings and feedings, we have at least identified four rolling rebellions, four rolling conspiracies, right? You could say creeping coup, one coup creeping after the next. A lot of mission creep going on here, mission creep. That's when there's a specific mission and one decide to countermand what the command was and to stretch the mission beyond the original intent of the mission. So we get these at least four rebellions following back to back. Korah's co-conspirators were two brothers. Well, actually, it appears that there were three brothers, but one of these two brothers and one other brother of the same tribe of Reuben, right? That's On. But On, interestingly enough, is there at the beginning of this, but he is not there at the end, and he is not listed in those who was deaded on for their rebellion, for their uckery, right? The two brothers here are Datan and Abiram. They both were of the tribe of Reuben. But we also get to find that On, mentioned in the beginning of Numbers chapter 16, was also of that same tribe. Now, together, they put together a force of 250 men. 250. So if we count right here, we have 253 men. Korah, the ringleader, Datan and Abiram, the co-conspirators, and then these 250 men who no doubt thought, well, if they could go and offer the Aishans, if they burn some Aishans, therefore, if they burn Aishans, they must be priests. Do we have other people that have this idea? Does any of us, as Rastafari, might have this general idea too? If we burn Aishans, right, the incense, we're priests. Well, together they put together a force of 250 men to confront Moses and Aharon, to confront Moses, namely and mainly, and Aharon and Aaron. So we have 253 men standing up against 2 men. If we extend it to the other 2 anointed ones, to Yitamar, right, and Eleazar, we would have 253 against 4 men, but actually 253 against Moshe, to confront Moses and challenge his exclusive claim to leadership. And they said to him that you have gone too far. You've taken too much upon you, Moshe. For all the congregation, all the aggregation are holy, are kedoshim. So now Korah is now saying, well, all the people, all the Jah people are holy. You're not so special. You and Aaron not special. We all are holy. Every one of them. And Yahweh and Jehovah is among them. Now we get Korah speaking for Jehovah. Did we read anywhere where Jehovah said anything? Jehovah said anything? Yahweh said anything to Korah? But here he deigns to speak for Jehovah. He said that Jehovah is among them, the whole of the congregation. We can see that he's appealing, right? He's like crowdsourcing here. He's appealing to the crowd, right? He's appealing to the multitude. He's appealing to numbers, right? Because of their numbers. You know, it's like even the latter-day Israelites. Sometimes we see ones in camps that got a lot of numbers, and people like that must be the right thing there. John must have given his co-signing and approval to that, because look how many men they got. Well, look how many men Korah, Datan, and Abiram had, 250 of them, against 1 man, telling him, you've gone too far. All the congregation is holy, every one of them, and Jehovah is among them. Why then do you exalt yourselves, you and Aharon? Why are you exalting, you bigging up yourselves above the assembly of Jehovah? Now, let's reason for a moment. Come, make a reason. Think about this argument today. Wouldn't this argument be persuasive to many, Torah, Bible, scripture observant ones today? If you saw a crowd of 250 men, right, claiming like Korah claimed, all of them are holy, Jehovah's with all of them. So why are just you, Moses, and Aaron? This is like what happened with the land, with the slandering of the land, where the 10, remember how the 10 spies that told lies in the previous Torah reading and feeding, they outnumbered, right? They outnumbered the 2 that told the truth. So here we get the same pattern repeating itself in the next rebellion, in the next uckery, with Korah, Datan, Abiram, and 250 men to demonstrate. They're going to demonstrate now that they are worthy to offer Aishans, to offer incense, right? To burn a spliff. So in response to the challenge, Moses, he proposed that Korah and his followers, bring their censers, bring their fire pans, bring your chalices to offer Aishans at the tabernacle. Let's determine whether they were indeed, this was to determine whether they were truly indeed worthy in Jah's sight. See, they were already worthy in their sight. They were worthy in Korah's sight. And no doubt they were worthy in a lot of the rank and file Israelite sight, right? To function as priests, as Kohanim. See, it's the Kohanim, it's the priests that would burn the Aishans, right? It was the Levites, right, of 3 clans especially, but the Levites that would assist in the tabernacle, the sanctuary, the holy functioning. Did you know that even here at this point of the covenant, that the rank and file Israelites were not permitted to burn the Aishans? Only the Kohanim. Before we get the law of Moses or the 10 commandments, the 10 words, the law, statutes, and commandments. Before this, well, every firstborn son, right, of every family or every tribe was given the privilege of being the priest, even the high priest of that mispacha, that clan, or of that Beit Ab, of that family, or of that Mate, of that particular tribe. So something had changed. See, this is often overlooked when one's kind of peruse or scroll through or, go to a couple of verses here and there. They overlook the narrative here. Something had changed amongst the Israelites. Before they came into this covenant, every firstborn son could be a priest or could act and serve that role of the priest. Something very, very ancient here, even among other nations. But now for the Bnei Yisrael, things change, right? And the Torah direction instruction here brings us to the fact that it was only Aaron, and his sons, but particularly Aaron, that was to burn the Aishans, to burn the incense. So there's a lot that's also riding on the Aishans and incense theme, Chavari. Let's look at even previous, right, here and even previous to, regarding the Aishans. We get the Nadab and Abihu, the two other sons, right, anointed sons, mind you, Moshiach sons, Messiah sons of Aharon. Remember what happened to them? They presumed to burn Aishans without any command, without receiving a commandment. No doubt they were just resorting to what, we all used to do, like doing it like we always did. So they were following some direction instruction, but got to one part of the service where they thought, it's at this point that we burn the Aishans. So let's go ahead and just get that Aishans burning. But they got burnt, right? They got burned for that. So we already have the previous example, even of the two very sons of Aharon that were chosen to be the priests, even when they acted against the command, against the order, they were dealt with and they got burnt. You would think that these other Israelites, Korah, Datan, Abiram, the 250, you would think that they would have thought about that too. But no, they say, well, no, it's all about Moses. We get Moses out the way, right? And then we all can play priest, right? Well, the following morning, when Korah and his 250 followers assembled at the gate of the tabernacle to offer the Ketoret, to offer the Aishans, Yah threatened to destroy them all instantly. They were now threatened with instant destruction. But Moses, again, Moses is going to bat. He's going to advocate for the rebellious and the disobedient Israelites. Again, he begs Jehovah not to destroy all the people, but only the rebels. You see, because the rebels here had basically prompted the people to believe them, so much so that even after all is said and done, the very next day, they rushed to Moses and Aaron and said, y'all have killed the people of Jehovah. Wow. He then warned the congregation to stand clear of the dwellings of Korah, Datan, and Abiram. And note right here that who's missing? On is missing, the son of Peles. He was also one of the sons of Reuben, the firstborn of Yisrael. He's missing. Also, who else is missing? Well, the sons of Korah, Korah's very own sons. What does the command say, the 10 words say? That he would visit the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, the banim, the sons, the third and the fourth generation of those that hate me. Well, what does this demonstrate? Korah hated Jah in spite of him speaking on behalf of Jah, because he went directly against the commandment of Jah. But what do we have here? We have the sons of Korah loving Jah. So here in Numbers chapter 26, comparing this with Numbers chapter 16 here, it says, verse 5, Reuben, the firstborn of Yisrael. Reuben. Who was the firstborn? Reuben. What was Korah's rationale? Well, he was the firstborn of Kohath's second son. And that the one that was the head of the tribe, appointed to be the head, right, was not even the firstborn. So he was having a firstborn argument here. Reuben, the firstborn of Yisrael, the sons of Reuben, right, of Hanok, right? We have Hanok here. Interesting thing about the name Hanok and Hanok, right? We have the link with Enoch in the name, Hanok, and Hanukkah. The family of the Hanukites, and Palu, the family of the Palutites, of Hezron, the family of the Hezronites, of Carmi, the family of the Carmites. These are the families of the Reubenites, and they that were numbered of them were 43,730. And the sons of Palu, Eliab, and the sons of Eliab. Listen, Shema, right? The sons of Eliab here in verse 9, Nemuel and Datan and Abiram. These are that Datan and Abiram. These are that Datan and Abiram, the elect of the congregation who strove against Moshe and against Ahiram in the company of Korah when they strove against Jehovah. Let's zoom in on this right here. So here in Numbers chapter 26, right, in chapter 26, verse 9, we find that the sons of Eliab was Nemuel, right, and Datan and Abiram. And then the scripture here says that these are that. These are that Datan, right? That Datan and Abiram. These are that Datan and Abiram. The elect. Did you get that right there? The elect, the chosen, the elect of the congregation who strove against Moshe and Aaron in the company of Korah, when they strove against the Lord, when they strove against Jehovah. Now notice here, in striving against Moses and Aharon in the company, right, in the shell company, Korah, he started the shell company out in the wilderness. In the shell company of Korah, when they did what? When they strove against Yahweh. So the striving against Moshe and Aharon, because see, Korah's argument is that he's only going against Moses and Aaron because they've taken too much on themselves. All the people is holy, and Jah is amongst all of them. So we can do this. Y'all are trying to make yourself, bigging up yourself amongst us, right? But here, according to the word, when they strove against Moses and Aaron in the shell company of Korah, they actually strove against Yahweh. They strove against Jehovah. Verse 10 says, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up together with Korah. When that shell company died, what time the fire devoured, at the time that the fire devoured, ate up 250 men, and they became a sign. They became a sign. And here in verse 11, it says, notwithstanding, Ubain Korah lo metu, notwithstanding the sons of Korah, the B'nai Korah, as we find in many of the Psalms of David, referring to the sons of Korah, that they died not. Just take a note right here. Some say that originally they joined the revolt. Originally they were down with their father, right? But then, as Moshe warned, and as no doubt On's wife warned him, going to bring that out a little bit more. The virtuous woman was On's wife, a virtuous woman. Did On's wife save On's life, right? But the sons of Korah, no doubt originally joining with the revolt, but later on repented. They had teshuvah. They had a change of mind before it was too late. And they too are a sign here in the narrative. So, right here, brothers and sisters and brothers, just zooming in on that point there, when we played the virtuous woman, the audible from Proverbs chapter 31, verses 10 to 31, and the warrior king clip right there, we remember the reasonment that was given by some of the ancient sages, that the reason why On was not amongst them is because On's wife, you know, almost in a similar way to Pontius Pilatos, Pontius Pilate's wife, warned him not to be down with his conspiracy out in the wilderness. So here, brothers and sisters and brothers, got today's daily psalm, got an hour here before the grace period right here. Today's daily psalm is Psalm 59, right here. Here, look, a Rhema tune. Iroy, Commandment 3, the heathen.
Thou shalt worship no other God besides the Lord thy God. For the Lord God is a jealous God. Thou shalt not worship in the vain images, nor graven images, nor vanity, now even done that. Blood is thicker than water, and even is off to worship God. Run away from them disaster. Even still when the people imagine vain things. For love is what we bring, and then we got to let it bring a weaving. Have mercy upon them, the Lord thy God. Give them for they know not what they find, and if they want to love the Father, till you feel it to your son. Singing that you like it. Children run, come and make me see you where you want. Children run, come and make me see you where you want. Standing in the corner, never say that you can. Run, come, children, make me see you where you want. Even wages in at this young time, until you move your breath to provide my guidance, continue walling. See no dash when you think I use the dust for the river. This time is the sound of gonna make you live a river. We dash when you think I use the dust for the river. This is the sound of gonna make you live a river. So the heathen, they can't get what they want. The heathen can't get what they want. The Rusi will the angle and the heathen will the plate. The Rusi will the angle so the heathen got to play. Some are run to the bar, some are run to the car. Jah go hold them so them can't run far. To the run, Jah children. Let them run, Jah children. Some are happy murder and some are party thief. Some are shut up on the city, some are not valid. So run, come, children, make me see you where you are. Run, come, children, make me see you where you are. Even can't get what they want. Even they can't wish out the face and on so many wings that still live and love, black man live and love. Blood is thicker than water. Believe in the rock to your father, you love God. All of the young. All of the young. Jesus, baby, bullet. All of the young. All of the young. Give it up. Shot the vibes of ready. Until one and only, we know this will be the things wrong, and it is been reaching out to our little crew.
Blessed be unto thee. This is what the world have been waiting for. Being alongside Luciana. God knows. And a mercy.
We gotta chase those crazy bullets out of town.
Well, I turn up for them a circus clothes.
Chase those crazy bullets out of town.
Babylon, you better get out of town.
The Diana kills the cabin.
God knows.
The Diana grabs the call.
Teach them.
It is my people before me. Slave for this country.
Well, lean
me think that I'm a blocking prison like a white kid and living in a white man world. False education, destroy nation. What? Matching up for boys and girls, cause all the rich man face is only man that I see it. And while the youth man in and they get to face operation. Man now the job to get them money and them right and remain all themselves with them picnic and them woman. You them have a tendency to return to them one. You put on your gun and put your trust in the Almighty One. Luciana, my virgin, come down, come sing your song. So sing along.
To chase those crazy bullets out of town.
Cause I turn up for them a circus clown.
Chase those crazy bullets out of town.
Well, Babylon, you better get out of town.
They build a penitentiary. We built your school.
God knows.
Brainwash education. Trying to make us the fool.
What them do again? What them do again?
Hatred you reward for love. Telling us stuff you got about.
See it, so we are gonna
change those crazy.
All praise the ballad.
Change those crazy.
Glorious be to the Most High. Rastafari. Oh, na, 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 na. Hey, it's a player of it. I just love the ice and them, well, free music feed them, well, to the Christian we call them, yeah, cause all the devil control them, like, I still love the ice and them, well, cause music of we play them, yeah, Mr. Robbie, my dice them, well, toxic young come tell them, say that. Well, Mr. Style, well, we are some over jungle. Jump along a teacher, Riemann, them niggas back to. All Riemann, man, them with the fool and none for humble. Put down all the gun and leave the train and all the bunker. Cause the guy will be ready to the people. All Rastaman and Boba man, we all attack to. Side them up here, we are leaking out the evil. Come on, taxi gang, come play a pity. Music man. No, you know what? Taxi gang, it's the one your part and every morning. From now we are give out the warning. Some boy have to go try to some farming. Mr. Clay music be playing. Well, from now bad man is starting. Well, taxi gang don't know them run the dick. I don't know say we are being thing. Well, gonna be the man and sing. Oh na na, oh na 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 na. Oh na 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 na. Never see this. Yo, DJ and instrumental combination. You never see this history yet commit bandit. This is Mr. Fly and be the man that taxi young. This is Mr. Bolby, you are foundation.
Them crazy. Them crazy. We gonna chase those crazy ballets out of town. Chase those crazy ballets out of town. High and I build the cabin. High and I plant the corn. Didn't my people before me slave for this country? Now you look me with that scorn. Then you heat up all my corn. We gonna chase those crazy. Chase them crazy. Chase those crazy ballets out of town. Little business stop, till you don't stop, till you don't stop. Build your penitentiary. for our love, telling us of the God above. We're gonna chase those praises, chase those crazy bumpers, chase those crazy bullets out of the young. We're gonna chase those crazy, chase those crazy bumpers, chase those crazy bullets out of the young. Here comes the con man, coming with his con plan. We won't take no pride. We've got to stay alive. We're gonna chase those.
Yes. The con man comes with his con game like Korah. Korah came with. You're here for
sabbatical study. This I Rastafari sabbatical study for this Shabbat strong. Shabbat strong. Shabbat strong. Shabbat strong. Shabbat strong. Shabbat strong.
Today's daily psalm, we had the Psalm 59. Psalm 59.
Shalom again, shalom, shalom. Here we have today's daily psalm. We have Psalm
59. Deliver me from mine enemies, O my God. Defend me from them that rise up against me. Deliver me from the workers of iniquity, and save me from bloody men. For lo, they lie in wait for my soul. The mighty are gathered against me. Not for my transgression, nor for my sin, O Lord. They run and prepare themselves without my fault. Awake to help me, and behold. Thou therefore, O Lord God of hosts, the God of Israel, awake to visit all the heathen. Be not merciful to any wicked transgressors. Selah. They return at evening. They make a noise like a dog and go round about the city. Behold, they belch out with their mouth. Swords are in their lips. For who, say they, doth hear? But thou, O Lord, shalt laugh at them. Thou shalt have all the heathen in derision. Because of his strength will I wait upon thee, for God is my defense. The God of my mercy shall prevent me. God shall let me see my desire upon mine enemies. Slay them not, lest my people forget. Scatter them by thy power, and bring them down, O Lord, our shield. For the sin of their mouth and the words of their lips, let them even be taken in their pride, and for cursing and lying which they speak. Consume them in wrath, consume them that they may not be, and let them know that God ruleth in Jacob unto the ends of the earth. Selah. And at evening let them return, and let them make a noise like a dog, and go round about the city. Let them wander up and down for meat, and grudge if they be not satisfied. But I will sing of thy power, yea, I will sing aloud of thy mercy in the morning, for thou hast been my defense and refuge in the day of my trouble. Unto thee, O my strength, will I sing, for God is my defense and the God of my mercy, 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 God of my mercy.
Ki Elohim Iskav, Elohei Chasidi. For Elohim is my high tower. Ki Elohim Miskabi. Miskabi, my high tower. Elohei Chasidi, the Elohim of my mercy. So here we have Psalm 59. Psalm 59 right here, corresponding here with the seventh day, the Shabbat, the Shabbat Korach here. Here we have a prayer to Tefillah in danger, Mizmor Non Tet, Nun Tet, Non Tet, alphanumerically, Psalm 59, Psalm Lix. Now there's a superscription that often is avoided, like usually when one's read the Psalms, they kind of ignore the small type. There's a small type that says for the leader, for the chief musician, Al-Tashkhet, a psalm of David, Miktam, when Saul sent and they watched the house to kill him. La Menatzeach, Al-Tashkhet, Lidawid, Miktam, Bishloach, Shaul, Wayishmeru, Eta Habayit, La Hemito. Here, bringing out the superscription here, one of the most important, the first part, the superscription is a very important title, superscription to the context of the psalm. So here, Mizmor Nun Tet, Psalm 59, La Menatzeach, often translated as for the chief musician, for the Menatzeach, for the overcomer, Menatzeach, for the musical director, often in translation. More directly, the Menatzeach is also the overcomer. La Menatzeach, for the overcomer, for the leader, the chief musician. Al-Tashchet, Al-Tashchet, don't Tashchet. Al-Tashchet, Al-Tashchet, do not destroy. Al-Tashchet, Lid Dawid, of David, do not destroy. Of David, Miktam, a Miktam. Some interpret the Miktam from Maktam or the Miketem, Hebraically, the Maktam, as Mak being humble, or Miktam being perfect, or Miketem. Ketem is fine gold. So often as a golden composition, a memorial, a Miktam, a memorial, Miktam. Be Shiloah, when in sending, when he sent. Be Shiloah, as we had previously Shalach, to send, Shalach Lekah. Here we have be Shiloah, in sending, or when sending, Shaul, when Shaul sent. Be Shiloah, Shaul, when Saul sent. Wa Yishmeru, wa and Yishmeru, and they watched and they guarded and they hedged about. Wa Yishmeru et Habayit, they watched Habayit, house, the Bayit, house. Wa Yishmeru et Habayit, and they watched the house. La to Hamito, to bet on him, to kill him, but more from the mito, from mat, mut, dead. So to dead on him, la hemito. So here the superscription brings the context of today's daily psalm, Mizmor Nun 8, La Natzeach al Tashchet le Dawid Miktam Bishloach Shaul, Wayishmeru et Habayit, la hemito. For the leader, chief musician, do not destroy, of David, the well-beloved, Miktam, a golden composition. When Saul sent and they watched the house to dead on him, la hemito, to dead on him, to kill him. So we have a prayer right here in danger. This is a companion to the previous psalm here in the Psalter in the book of Psalms. Previous psalm, Psalm 58, which is themed unjust judges condemned. So here we have a companion psalm in the 59th psalm here to the previous psalm, to Psalm 58. Now, today's daily psalm, Psalm 59, it runs on similar lines and has the same historical background and context. The occasion is said to have been when Saul sent and they watched the house to kill him and they watched the house to dead on him. Be Shiloah, Shaul, Wayishmeru et Habayit, la hemito. In authenticity, right? The authenticity, some might question because of the mention here of the enemy in today's daily psalm, Psalm 59, as being the Goyim. Right, the Goyeh Haaretz being the nations, nationality. In the Hebrew, we find this in verses 6 and 9. In the KJV, this was correspond with verses 5 and 8. Now, these nations, these Goyim, right, are foreigners. And also in the 11th verse in the KJV, 12th verse in the Hebrew, we have Ami, Ami, my people. This implies that the speaker here was king or was Melech. Now, these points are considered in the fuller study of today's daily psalm. The language of the psalm, the chant, is appropriate and matches to the incident and the event horizon so named. So when did Saul, Shaul, the first king of Yisrael, we could say the first anointed Moshiach, anointed king of Yisrael, when did Saul sin? Bishaloach Shaul. When did Saul sin? We look at 1 Samuel chapter 19, verse 11. 1 Samuel chapter 19, verse 11. So here, I'd like to get this into fuller context here. Let's grab the KJV hard copy Bible here, and let's just go to 1 Samuel chapter 19, and go to the 11th verse and see if this makes sense. Here, chapter 19, verse 11. Now, chapter 19, 1 Samuel here, looking at the Schofield Study Bible, it speaks about Saul's third attempt to dead on David, La Hamito, to kill David, and David and David's flight in chapter 19 of 1 Samuel. Scrolling forward to the 11th verse, it says, Saul also sent messengers to David's house, to David's bait, to watch him and to slay him in the boker, in the dawning, in the morning, in the early hours of the dawn. And Michal, David's Eshet, David's Isha, David's wife, told him, saying, if thou save not thy life tonight, tomorrow thou shalt be slain. So here we get another virtuous woman in this incident here, where Michal, who is Saul's daughter, who became David's wife, had told him, David's Eshet Orset had told him, saying that if thou, the eye, save not your life tonight, if you don't do something right now, tonight, then tomorrow thou, the eye, shall be slain. Verse 12 here says, so Michal, let David down through a window, and he went and fled and escaped. So here it says that David was let down through a window. Reminds I of the Apostle Paulos, right? Shaul of the New Testament, also escaping from those who sought to slay him by being let down through a window. And also with Rahab and with the two spies in the time of Yehoshua into the land, also that being let down through the window. But here, this right here does make sense right here. We see the connection of Saul in verse 11, Psalm 19, verse 11, 19:11, where Saul also sent messengers to David's house to watch him and to slay him in the boker, in the dawn. And Michal, David's Eshet, Orset, told him, saying, if you don't save your life tonight, then tomorrow you will be slain. So here we have in the superscription, Bishaloach Shaul, Bishaloach, and sending Shaul, Saul sent, Wayishmeru, and they watched Et Habayit, and they watched the house, David's house, Et Habayit, La Hamito, to kill him. So here, brothers and sisters, just zoom in on the superscription, because the superscription brings a very important context, right, to today's daily psalm, according to the royal order of Ethiopian Hebrews, half order of Melchizedek. Here, let's ride up with the royal Amharic right here. Call this the ambush in the night dove right here. Today's daily psalm, Psalm 59, which is seen right here, a prayer in danger. And take note of the virtuous woman, On's wife, right, in the Torah narrative, David's first wife, Michal, right here. Yes, I, a virtuous woman who can find. Rise up the chant.
መዝሙር 58 በቅንፍ 59 ለመዘምራን አለቃ አታጥፋ ሳኦል ይገድሉት ዘንድ ቤቱን እንዲጠብቁ በላከ ጊዜ የዳዊት ቅኔ። አምላኬ ሆይ ከጠላቶች አድነኝ፣ በላይም ከቆሙት አስጥለኝ። ከግፍ አድራጊዎች ታደገኝ፣ ከደም ሰዎችም አድነኝ። እነሆ ነፍሴን ሸምቀውባታልና ብርቶችም በላይ ተሰበሰቡ። አቤቱ በበደሌም አይደለም በኃጢአቴም አይደለም፣ ያለ በደል ሮጥ ተዘጋጀሁም። ተነስ ተቀበለኝ እይም። አንተም አቤቱ የኃያላን አምላክ የእስራኤል አምላክ አሕዛብን ሁሉ ትጎበኛቸው ዘንድ ተነስ። አመጽ የሚያደርጉትን ሁሉ አትማራቸው። ማታ ይመለሱ እንደ ውሾችም ይራቡ፣ በከተማም ይዙሩ። እነሆ ባፋቸው አሰምተው ይናገራሉ፣ ሰይፍም በከንፈሮቻቸው አለ፣ ማን ይሰማል ይላሉ። አንተ ግን አቤቱ ትስቅባቸዋለህ፣ አሕዛብንም ሁሉ ትንቃቸዋለህ። እግዚአብሔር መጠጊያዬ ነውና ኃይሌን ወደ አንተ አስጠጋለሁ። የአምላኬ ቸርነቱ ይገናኘኛል፣ አምላኬ በጠላቶቼ ላይ ያሳየኛል። ሕግህን እንዳይረሱ አትግደላቸው። አቤቱ ጋሻዬ በኃይልህ በትናቸው አውርዳቸው። ስላፋቸው ኃጢአት ስለ ከንፈራቸውም ቃል መርገምንና ሐሰትን ስለሚናገሩ በትዕቢታቸው ይጠመዱ። በቁጣ አጥፋቸው እንዳይኖሩም አጥፋቸው። የያዕቆብም አምላክ እስከ ምድር ዳርቻ ድረስ እንዲገዛ ይወቁ። ማታ ይመለሱ እንደ ውሾችም ይራቡ፣ በከተማም ይዙሩ። እነርሱም መብል ለመፈለግ ይበተኑ፣ ያልጠገቡ እንደሆነም ያንጎራጉራሉ። እኔ ግን ለኃይልህ እቀኛለሁ፣ በምህረትህም ማልዶ ደስ ይለኛል። በመከራዬ ቀን መጠጊያዬና አምባዬ ሆነኸኛልና። ረዳቴ ሆይ ለአንተ ለአምላኬ ዘምራለሁ። አንተ አምላኬ መጠጊያዬ ምህረቴም ነህና።
So people still searching for this truth here, which this reggae music, bring Christ to them, and the only purpose it serves is to tell the people about Rastafari.
So here today's daily psalm from the King of Kings Bible, the Royal Amharic Book of the Seven Seals. Here we have prayer and danger offered against evils and evildoers. Right here.
Salamta. Aina Yistaling Salamta. Aina Yistaling. Greetings, brothers and sisters. Aina Yistaling Salamta. Aina Yistaling. Greetings, brothers and sisters. Today's daily psalm, according to the royal order of the Ethiopian Hebrews, and here in the Royal Amharic, the Mezmor Dawit, Mezmor Hamsa Zetain. Psalm 59. Steam Kufuochin Bemekawem Yekarabes Elot. Kufuochin Bemekawem Yekarabes Elot. A prayer presented in opposition, right? In confronting and in opposition against the evildoers. Kufuochin Bemekawem Yekarebe Selot. Now, in the Sefer Tehillim, Hebraically speaking, from the lower degrees to high degrees, right here, we have this as a prayer in danger. A prayer in danger. Prayer in danger in the English. Kufuochin Bemekawem Yekarebe Selot. a prayer offered, a prayer presented, a selot, a prayer brought near, he drew near, right? Karev, Wuka, Krav Maga, drawing near spiritually, right? Spiritual warfare here, Kufuchin, Ben Mekawem, Yekarebe, Selot, a prayer in danger, prayer in opposing, right? In downposing evil and evildoers, in opposition to the evil ops. A prayer presented here in opposition to the evil ops. So here we have the authorized, revised Amharic Bible, the book of the seven seals, the Metzhav Kedus, the book of the seven seals of the conquering line of the tribe of the root of David, of Gormawi Karmawi, Haile Selassie, Siyume Xiariha, Nikus Neges, Ze Ethiopia. Weep not, behold. So here he's revealed to open the book. So here we take a look in the book, the authorized, revised Amharic Bible, what we refer to here as the HSV, Haile Selassie version, comparing and contrasting side by side with the KJV, the King James Version. Beginning off with the superscription, Bamarinya, and more first in Amharic, Le Mezemran Aleka. Le Mezemran Aleka. To the chief musician or the musician, Mezemran, Le Mezemran Aleka. The chief of the musicians, La Menatziach in the Hebrew, La Menatziach, to the Menatziach, Le to the Mezemran Aleka. Atatifa, Al Tashchet in the Hebrew, Al Tashchet. KJV has to the chief musician, Al Tashit. Tashit, it says here, some would read as Tas or Tashit, Tashit. The struggle to try to figure out what is it saying. It's Al Tashchet in the Hebrew, Al Tashchet in the Royal Amharic, Atatifa. Do not destroy, Atatifa. Al Tashchet. Do not destroy. Miktam, it's a miktam. It's a kinne, golden composition, a kinne. It's a kinne. Right? Ethiopically speaking, a kinne. Miktam. It says, Saul, ye gedlut zen, beitun and diyatavku, be lake gize, ye Dawid kinne. We have Le Dawid, Mikatam, Le Dawid, Mikatam, Ye Dawid, Kine. Saul, here point at Saul, Ye Gedlut Zen, Beitun and Dia Tabuku, Belake Gize, Ye Dawid, Kine. Le Dawid, Mikatam, Be Shiloah, Shaul, why Yishmeru Etahabait, La Hemito. Beitun. Saul, ye gedlut zen, Beitun and the Tabuku, Velake Gize, Dawita Kene. When Saul sent, Velake Gize, when Saul sent and they watched the house, Beitun and the Tabuku, why Yishmuru Etahavit, Beitun and the Tabuku, when they watched the house to kill him. You get lut zen, la hemito to kill David. So we have the superscription right here, today's daily psalm right here, prayer in danger. Kufuochin ben mekawem yekareves selot. Prayer brought near right here. Kufuochin ben mekawem, confronting and opposing evil. Besem Av, Wawelid, Wamenfesu Kedus, Ahadu, Amlak, Kuteran, verse 1. Amlak Hoi, Kat Latoche Adnain, Belayim Komutas Teleng. Deliver I from mine enemies, oh my God, oh my source, Amlak Hoi. Defend me, defend I from them that rise up against me, from them that rise up against I. Kat Latoche Adnain. Belayim Komutas Teleng. Kagufad Wochata Degain. Kadema Sochima Deneng. Deliver I from the workers of iniquity, and save I from bloody men. Kaguf Adragi Wochata Degain. Kadema Sochima Dene, in the whole, Nefsina Shemko Batalina, Bertuochim Belaye, the Sabesavu, Avetu, Bebedele, my del, Behatiati, my del. For lo, look, in the hole, here it is. They lie in wait for my soul. Nefsena Shemko Batalina. The mighty are gathered against me. The mighty are gathered against I. Not for my transgression, nor for my sin. Oh, I father, his father. Oh, father, the house. My delem. My delem. Yale bedela rotuhu tezagajuhum. Tenesa tekabeling. Yim. They run and prepare themselves without fault. Awake to help I, and behold. Now it's interesting here, as well as in the Septuagint, we have Yale bedel, without fault. Here it says, Yale bedel rotohu, I ran to Zagad Jehum, and I prepared. Tennis, rise up, arise, awake. Tennis, tekebeleng, Kabbalah I, receive I, tekebeleng, Iyim, and see. Yale bedel rotohu to Zagad Jehum. Tennis, tekebeleng, Iyim. Antem abetu, ye hayalan amlak, ye Israel amlak, azabino hulu te gobenyacho zen, tenes, ametsa yemiya dargutino hulu atamaracho. Thou therefore, O Lord God of hosts, the God of Israel, antem abetu, I father's father, O father of the house, ye hayalan amlak, ye Israel amlak. Ahzabin hulu tegwabenya chosen tenes, away to visit all the heathen, all the nations, all the peoples. Ahzabin hulu tegwabenya chosen tenes, ametza yemiyadargutin hulu atamarach. Be not merciful to any wicked transgressors. Selah. Mata yimelesu. In the Wishochim Yirabu, Bekatamama Yuzuru, they return at evening. They make a noise like a dog and go round about the city. Mata Yimelesu. In the Wishochim Yirabu, Bekatamama Yuzuru, Nehu, Bafachoa Semto Yinagralu, Seifima Bekan Frochacho Alle, Man Yisamal Yilalu. Behold, they belch out with their mouth. Swords are in their lips. For who, say they? Doth hear. In the whole, Bafachoa Semto Yinagralu. Seifima Bekan Ferochacho Alle. Manisamal Hilalo. Antagin Avetu. To sick of Achuale. As Abnemohulua Tinak Achuale. But thou, the I, Abetu, I father, his father, O father, the house, shalt laugh at them. To sick bachuale, thou shalt have all the heathen, all the nations, all the Gentiles, all the peoples in derision. Azabinemuhulu. Tinak achuale, egziavi her, met egyaye no winna, hailema wad anta asa tegal. Because of his strength will I wait upon the eye. For God, the true good, the sustainer, the good, the generous Father, is my defense, my refuge. Yamlake Chernetu, ye Gananyal, Amlake Betratochela Yasayenyal. The God, the good, the source of my mercy shall prevent, I shall visit, I shall meet, I am Lake Charnetu, Yegananyal. Amlaki, my source, shall let me see my desire upon mine enemies. Bet alatoche lai, yasayinyal. Bet alatoche lai, yasayinyal. Higahin and die resua. Ata atigdelacho abe tu kashayi behailihia betanacho awurdacho. Slay them not, lest my people forget. Higahin and die resu, so that the eyes hig, the eyes tore, the eyes law be not forgotten. Higahin and die resu. Atigdelacho, don't slay them not, lest my people forget, lest the law be forgotten. Scatter them by thy power and bring them down. O Lord, our shield, Ave to our father's father of the house, Gashayi, my shield, Betanacho, Awurdacho, Sila facho hatiata sila kanfaracho wimakal margamina hesetina silamia nagaru bet ibitacho yitemedu. For the sin, the mockery of their mouth and the words of their lips, let them even be taken in their pride, and for cursing and lying which they speak. Sila facho hatiata sila kanfaracho wimkal margamina hasatina salamina garu bet bitacho yitemedu bekutat facho and I noruma tafacho yeah ikobim mamla kiskamitar data dressa in digaza yuwaku consumed in wrath consumed, that they may not be, and let them make them know that the Amlak, the source of Jacob, ruleth, that Amlak, the source, ruleth in Jacob, even to the ends of the earth. Selah. Bekuta tafacho, and I noruma tafacho. Ya ikobe mamlak iskamidir data dressa in digeza yuwaku mata yimelesu in the wishochim yirabu bekatamama yuzuru, and at evening let them return mata yimelesu, and let them make a noise like a dog, like dogs in the wishochim yirabu, let them be hungry, right? Like dogs, starving like dogs. In the Wishochim Yirabu, the Katamama Yuzuru, and go round about the city. And Arsuma Mebilla Le Mefalega Yibetanu, Yala Egavu in the Honem, Yana Gore Guralu. Let them wander up and down, let them wander up and down for meat, for meal, for food. And Arsuma Mebilla Le Mefalega Yibetanu, and grudge if they be not satisfied. Yala Tagavu and the Honem, Yana Gore Guralu, Inegin, Le Hailih Kenyalo, Bemehiretihima Maldo, Desilenyan. Bemekrayik and Metayaye Nam Baye Honehenyalina. But I will sing of thy power. And again, le hailih ikenyalo, I will compose to thy hail. Le hailih ikenyalo. Bemehiretihima maldo desaylenyan. I will sing aloud of thy mercy in the morning. Bemehiretihima maldo desilenyan. Bemekrayik en metagiyayena ambaye honehenyalina. For thou hast been my defense and refuge in the day of my trouble. Redate hoy, leante lamlake zemralo, ante amlake metagiyaye mehirete manehina. For to thee I, O my strength, Oh, my helper, redate hoy, my helper, my strength, my helper, redate hoy, leante, leamlake, zemralo. Will I sing right chant eyes is to the eye, my source, leante, leamlake, is zemralo. Ante, amlake metegiayi, meherete manehina. For my source, the eye, my source, my defense, the source of my mercy and my mercy, 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 mercy.
Bring forth the Bible. Bring forth the Bible. Bring forth the Bible.
መዝሙር 58 በቅንፍ 59 ለመዘምራን አለቃ አታጥፋ ሳኦል ይገድሉት ዘንድ ቤቱን እንዲጠብቁ በላከ ጊዜ የዳዊት ቅኔ። አምላኬ ሆይ ከጠላቶች አድነኝ፣ በላይም ከቆሙት አስጥለኝ። ከግፍ አድራጊዎች ታደገኝ፣ ከደም ሰዎችም አድነኝ። እነሆ ነፍሴን ሸምቀውባታልና ብርቶችም በላይ ተሰበሰቡ። አቤቱ በበደሌም አይደለም በኃጢአቴም አይደለም፣ ያለ በደል ሮጥሁ ተዘጋጀሁም። ተነስ ተቀበለኝ እይም። አንተም አቤቱ የኃያላን አምላክ የእስራኤል አምላክ አሕዛብን ሁሉ ትጎበኛቸው ዘንድ ተነስ። አመጽ የሚያደርጉትን ሁሉ አትማራቸው። ማታ ይመለሱ እንደ ውሾችም ይራቡ፣ በከተማም ይዙሩ። እነሆ ባፋቸው አሰምተው ይናገራሉ፣ ሰይፍም በከንፈሮቻቸው አለ፣ ማን ይሰማል ይላሉ። አንተ ግን አቤቱ ትስቅባቸዋለህ፣ አሕዛብንም ሁሉ ትንቃቸዋለህ። እግዚአብሔር መጠጊያዬ ነውና ኃይሌን ወደ አንተ አስጠጋለሁ። የአምላኬ ቸርነቱ ይገናኘኛል፣ አምላኬ በጠላቶቼ ላይ ያሳየኛል። ሕግህን እንዳይረሱ አትግደላቸው። አቤቱ ጋሻዬ በኃይልህ በትናቸው አውርዳቸው። ስላፋቸው ኃጢአት ስለ ከንፈራቸውም ቃል መርገምንና ሐሰትን ስለሚናገሩ በትዕቢታቸው ይጠመዱ። በቁጣ አጥፋቸው እንዳይኖሩም አጥፋቸው። የያዕቆብም አምላክ እስከ ምድር ዳርቻ ድረስ እንዲገዛ ይወቁ። ማታ ይመለሱ እንደ ውሾችም ይራቡ፣ በከተማም ይዙሩ። እነርሱም መብል ለመፈለግ ይበተኑ፣ ያልጠገቡ እንደሆነም ያንጎራጉራሉ። እኔ ግን ለኃይልህ እቀኛለሁ፣ በምህረትህም ማልዶ ደስ ይለኛል። በመከራዬ ቀን መጠጊያዬና አምባዬ ሆነኸኛልና። ረዳቴ ሆይ ላንተ ለአምላኬ ዘምራለሁ። አንተ አምላኬ መጠጊያዬ ምህረቴም ነህና።
Legashun, Agarashun, Memeles, Legashun, Zengashwe, Ethiopia Menage, you know. But we want the next verse with Amaric.
Bring forth the Bible. Bring forth the Bible. Bring forth the Bible. Bring forth the
So people still searching for this truth here, which this reggae music, you know, bring Christ to them, and the only purpose it serves is to tell the people about Rastafari.
Psalm 59. Deliver me from mine enemies, O my God. Defend me from them that rise up against me. Deliver me from the workers of iniquity, and save me from bloody men. For lo, they lie in wait for my soul. The mighty are gathered against me. Not for my transgression, nor for my sin, O Lord. They run and prepare themselves without my fault. Awake to help me, and behold. Thou therefore, O Lord God of hosts, the God of Israel, awake to visit all the heathen. Be not merciful to any wicked transgressors. Selah. They return at evening. They make a noise like a dog and go round about the city. Behold, they belch out with their mouth. Swords are in their lips. For who, say they, doth hear? But thou, O Lord, shalt laugh at them. Thou shalt have all the heathen in derision. Because of his strength will I wait upon thee, for God is my defense. God of my mercy shall prevent me. God shall let me see my desire upon mine enemies. Slay them not, lest my people forget. Scatter them by thy power, and bring them down, O Lord our shield. For the sin of their mouth, the words of their lips, let them even be taken in their pride. For cursing and lying which they speak. Consume them in wrath. Consume them that they may not be. And let them know that God ruleth in Jacob unto the ends of the earth. See. And at evening let them return, and let them make a noise like a dog, and go round about the city. Let them wander up and down for meat, and grudge if they be not satisfied. But I will sing of thy power, yea, I will sing aloud of thy mercy in the morning, for thou hast been my defense and refuge in the day of my trouble. Unto thee, O my strength, will I sing. For God is my defense, and the God of my mercy, 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 God of my mercy.
Baruch Ata Adonai. Yes! Rastafari.
Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Blessed art thee, the I, O sovereign, our power, King of the universe, eternal King. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam.
Bless His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie, Jah Rastafari, who liveth and reigneth with I and I continually, ever faithful, ever sure. Jah Rastafari, with no apology. And this is the Rastaman vibration.
Rasta is something coming up.
Hard to clay, Rastafari, hard to call. Here we have the 38th sabbatical study here for Shabbat Korah. Sabbath, cold as ice, crazy ball heads. Yes, I. Shabbat Korah. Call it Sabbath ball head, crazy ball head, but not for the physical, the fleshy reasons, but because of the metaphysical unproductiveness, like crops. During wintertime, the ground is bald of crops. That's a sense of Korah. It also has a sense of cold, right? Cold in a sense of unproductive. Baldness in the sense of being bald of fruit, without fruit. Similar to the incident of Robeno and the tree, the fig tree that had a lot of leaves. Like when fruit trees and fig trees are ready, they have their fruit, they often have a certain look to them. right? But if you were to look at a tree that had leaves on it, as other trees that are fruitful, and then you go up to it and it'd be bald, it's bald of fruit. That's the sense of Korah right here. About to ride up right here with this 38 sabbatical. Here we have rebellion after rebellion, complaining and grumbling in the wilderness. The 40-year period of time, over this 38 period of time, 38-year period of time, all of the ups and downs, the follies and the undergrounds of the children of Yisrael. Here we have a psychological profile of the once lost, now found black and brown, even in the Americas and the Caribbean. But here, before we ride up with the Baraka, the blessing here for the reading of the Aliyot here, for this 38 sabbatical study, I'd like to share this tune right here. Cornell Campbell, blessed are they that keep God's commandment.
Blessed are they that keep the commandment, for they have a right to the tree of life. Don't restless, I say, cannot enter. Hypocrite too cannot enter. Jah cometh quickly, is reward for you and me to judge you for the work you do. Yeah. No liars and thieves cannot enter into Jah's kingdom. Oh no, but by the work that you do. Yeah. Blessed are they who keep the commandments, for they have a right to the tree of life. No false teachers and prophets cannot enter. No liars and thieves cannot enter. No, oh no. Yeah. Blessed are they that keep the commandment, for they have a right to the tree of life. Don't precious, I say, cannot enter in the kingdom of Jah. Oh no. Ooh, no hypocrite who can enter. Jah cometh quickly, it's reward for you and me to judge you by the work that you do. No liars and thieves cannot enter. Ooh, no bad-minded people cannot enter. No false prophets and false teachers cannot enter. Oh, blessed are they that keep the commandment. No dark cannot enter. No racist and pagan-hearted people can enter. No killers and robbers, no thieves cannot enter. Neither no wolf in sheep's clothing cannot enter.
Enter, come in. About to go up right here. Calling.
Many are calling, no? Many are called, but few are choosing. I was called, and I was choosing. It's funny, but it's true.
Call in to hear the full now, or hopefully catch it on the replay. 515-602-9761. To hear the full now. Rastafari. Yes. Check out the Rastafari Israelites on the YouTube here. Looking forward to the second part for the first day service, Sunday service, but here for the Aliyot, Torah reading and feeding right here for this 38th sabbatical study. First thing first, the Baraka, the blessing for the reading of HaTorah.
Barku et Yahweh Hambarak. Barku et Adonai Hambarak. Bless Adonai, who is blessed. Baruch Adonai Hambarak Le'olam Wa'ad. Blessed is Adonai, who is blessed now and forever. Now and forever. Baruch Adonai Hambarak Le'olam Wa'ed. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Bahar Banu Mikol Ha'amim U'natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Ata Adonai Noten HaTorah. Blessed is Adonai, who is blessed now and forever and forever. Blessed art the I, Adonai, I Elohim, sovereign of the universe, King of the universe, eternal King, who has chosen I from among the peoples and given us the Torah, HaTorah, Torato, his Torah. Blessed be the I, Adonai, who gives HaTorah.
Rastafari. Rastafari.
Blessings of the Torah before the Torah portion reading in the Hebrew and English tongue. Baraku et Yahweh Hambarak. Baruch Yahweh Hambarak. Leolam Vayed. Baruch Atah Yahweh Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Bekarbenu Mebal HaMayim Venutan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Yahweh Noten HaTorah. Bless Yahweh, the Blessed One. Blessed is Yahweh, the Blessed One, for all eternity. Blessed are you, Yahweh, our Almighty, King of the universe, who selected us from all the peoples and gave us his Torah. Blessed are you, Yahweh, giver of the Torah.
Joy thy light, nine be a testament of the light that shineth through the night. Humble lion, and have to forward and reach a Mount Zion. To be following the light of the Lamb and the Lion, the most holy one, the Father and the Son. Read it in the Old and the New Testament. May I tell them to read up your Bible.
My advice to all is to fulfill the 10 Commandments.
Kadamawi. Selassie.
For whom praise is due forever.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. Shabbat shalom. Yes, I for this Shabbat. Shabbat Korach. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Shabbat shalom. Yes, I for this Shabbat. Shabbat Korach. Sabbath Korah. Sabbath baldhead. Sabbath Korach. Sabbath cold. Right, cold, baldhead. The meaning of the name Korach. Get into that as I now move forward. But here. Give ear right here. This first Aliyah for Shabbat Korach. Senbet Koreh. B'Shem Ha'ab Habein Ruach HaKadosh Yahweh Echad. First Aliyah, the Rishon Aliyah, for this 38th sabbatical Torah portion, reading and feeding for this Shabbat strong. Vayikach Korach ben Yitzhar ben Kahat ben Lewi with Datan va Abiram b'nei Eliab with On ben Pelet b'nei Reuben. Here picking up with the fourth book of Moshe, the Hebrew book that's known as Numbers, the Sefer Bamidbar. Numbers chapter 16, the years of wandering. Second item, the gainsaying of Korah, the gainsaying of Korach. Now Korah, the son of Izhar, the son of Kohath, the son of Lewi, and Datan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab and On, the son of Pelet, son of Reuben, took. Man. Vayikach Korah, and Korah took. And they rose up before Moshe with certain of the Bnei Yisrael, 250 princes of the assembly, famous in the congregation, aggregation, men of renown. And they gathered themselves together against Moshe and against Aharon, and said to them, ye take too much upon you, seeing all the congregation, the aggregation are holy, every one of them, and the Yahweh is among them. Wherefore then lift ye y'all up yourselves above the congregation, the aggregation of the Yahweh. And when Moshe heard it, he fell upon his face, and he spake to Korah, and to all his company, saying, even tomorrow the Yahweh will shew who are his and who is holy, and will cause him to come near to him, even him whom he hath chosen will he cause to come near to him. This do, Zot, Esu. Take you census, Korah and all his company, and put fire therein, and put incense, Aishin in them, listening Yahweh before Jehovah tomorrow. And it shall be that the man whom the Yahweh doth choose, he shall be holy. Ye take too much upon you. Ye sons of Lewi, y'all sons of Levi. And Moshe said to Korah, hear, I pray you, ye, y'all sons of Lewi, seemeth it but a small thing to you,
that the Elohei Yisrael, the Elohim of Yisrael, has separated you from the congregation of Yisrael to bring you near to himself, to do the service of the tabernacle of the Yahweh, and to stand before the congregation, the aggregation, to minister to them. And he hath brought thee near to him, and all thy brethren, the sons of Levi, the sons of Levi, with thee. And seek ye y'all the kahuna, the Kenet, the priesthood also, for which cause both thou and all thy company are gathered together against the Yahweh. And what is Ahiram, that y'all murmur against him? And Moshe sent to call Datan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, which said, we will not come up. Is it a small thing, small thing that thou hast brought us up out of a land that, a small thing that thou hast brought us up out of a land that floweth with milk and honey, to kill us in Bamidbar in the wilderness, except thou, I, make thyself altogether a prince over. Hear, Shema, Israel. Give ear, Rastafari. Give ear, and hear, the Sheni. Hear the Sheni, Aliyah. The second Aliyah for this Shabbat, Korach, Senbet, Koreh, the Sheni Aliyah. Here, picking up at verse 14, fourth book of Moshe, Hebrew book that is called Numbers, Sefer Bamidbar. Numbers chapter 16, here at verse 14 for the Sheni Aliyah. Aflo illa eretza zabat chalab u debash ha bi otanu wa titen lanu nachlata sadeh wa karem ha Aine ha anashim ha hem te na ker lo na ilah lo na ilah. Here for the Sheni, second Aliyah for this Shabbat Korah. Here picking up fourth book of Moses, Numbers chapter 16, verse 14. Moreover, thou hast not brought us into a land that floweth with milk and honey. A land that floweth with halal, Chalav u debash, milk and honey, or giving us inheritance of fields and vineyards. Wilt thou put out the eyes of these men? We will not come up. Lo, na illah. Lo, na illah. We will not aliyah up. And Moshe was very wroth and said to the Yahweh, respect not thou their offering. I have not taken one ass from them, neither have I hurt one of them. And Moses said to Korah, be thou and all thy company listening to Yahweh before Jehovah, thou, I, and they, and Aharon tomorrow, and take every man his censer, and put incense in them, and bring ye y'all lifnei Yahweh before Jehovah, every man his censer, 250 censers, thou, the I also, and Aharon, each of you his censer. And they took took every man his censer and put fire in them, and laid incense, aishans thereon, and stood in the door, the petach of the tabernacle of the congregation, the Ohel Moed, with Moshe where Aharon and Korach gathered all the congregation against them to the petach of the Ohel Moed, of the tent of meeting, the tabernacle of the congregation, and the kabodiyah and the glory of Jehovah appeared to all the congregation. To all the
Father and Son, Father and Son, Father and Son.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Adonai Echad, Adonai Echad.
Shema Yisrael, Shema Rastafari Hoy, Give, right here. Here. Shema is a Shalishi Aliyah, Anafora, the offering up, the up offering, the Shalishi, the third Aliyah for this Shabbat, Korach, send that Koreh. Here, picking up with the fourth book of Moshe, the Hebrew book, called Numbers at verse 20 for the Shalishi Aliyah, Anafora, offering up for this Shabbat Korach. Here at verse 20, number 16, verse 20. Why daber Yahweh illa Moshe illa Aharon lemor hiya badlu mitoka ha'eda hazot why kale otam karaga. Here. Shalishi Aliyah, and the Yahweh spake to Moshe and to Aharon lemor, saying, separate yourselves. Here badlu mitoka ha'eda hazot. Separate yourselves from this congregation, that I may consume them in a moment. Why kale otam raga. And they fell upon their faces and said, O God, the God of all, of the spirits of all flesh, shall one man sin, and wilt thou be wroth with all the aggregation? And they fell upon their faces and said, Why yipulu Allah b'nehem? Why yomru El Elohei Haruchot Lekol Basar? Shall one man sin, O El, the Elohim, Elohei Haruchot, the Elohim of the spirits of the Irids, Lekol Basar, for all flesh? Shall one man up, and wilt thou the eye be wroth, be rotted with all the congregation? And Yahweh Jehovah spake to Moshe lemor, saying, speak to the aggregation, the congregation, saying, get you up from about the tabernacle, the tent of Korach, Datan, Abiram, and Abiram. And Moshe rose up and went to Datan and Abiram, and the Ziknei Yisrael and the elders of Israel followed him. And he spake to the congregation, saying, depart, I pray thee, from the tents of these wicked, these ratchet men, and touch nothing, no thing of theirs, lest ye all be consumed in all their uckeries, chatiat, and all their sins. So they got up from the tabernacle of Korach, Datan, Abiram, and Abiram on every side, and Datan and Abiram came out and stood in the door of their tents, and their wives and their sons and their little children. And Moshe said, hereby ye y'all shall know that the Yahweh hath sent me, have sent I to do all these works, for I have not done them of mine own mind. If these men die the common death of all men, or if they be visited after the visitation of all men, Jehovah hath not sent me, have not sent I. But if if Jehovah make a new thing, and the earth open her mouth and swallow them up with all that appertain to them, and they go down quick into the pit, then y'all shall understand that these men have provoked the Yahweh. And it came to pass, as he had made an end of speaking all these words, the Bari, these words, that the ground clave asunder that was under them, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up, and their houses, and all the men that appertaineth to Korah, and all their goods, they and all that appertaineth to them went down alive into the pit, and the earth closed upon them, and they perished from among the congregation, the aggregation. And all Yisrael that were round about them fled at the cry of them, and they said, lest the earth swallow us up also. And there came out a fire from Jehovah and consumed the 250 men that offered that offered incense. And now here, Shema Yisrael, Shema Rastafari, Chabarim, here at verse 36. Here, when we get to verse 36 of the KJV, the King James Version, in the Hebrew Masorah, the Chumash, the Masoretic. In the Masoretic, this is where chapter 17, the Yod Zayin, Yud Zayin chapter, the 17th chapter begins right here, the 16th chapter ending at verse 35. So in some of the aliyot that we have forward, that's the Hebrew order, but right here at verse 36, we continue, but just note this right here, chapter 17 in the Hebrew begins at verse 36, at verse 35, chapter 16 ends, but here in the KJV, we are still in chapter 16. Verse 36, fourth book of Moshe, Hebrew book called Numbers, chapter 16, KJV, verse 36. In the Hebrew Chumash, the Masoretic, this will be verse 1 of chapter 17. And the Yahweh, Jehovah, spake to Moshe, saying, speak to Eleazar, the son of Aharon HaKohen, Aaron the priest, that he take up the censers out of the burning, and scatter thou the fire yonder, for they are hallowed, they are set apart. The censers of these uckers, of these sinners, against their own souls, their own psyches. Let them make them broad plates for a covering of the Mizbeach, the altar. For they offer them lifnei Yahweh before Jehovah. Therefore they are hollow, they are set apart. And they shall be a sign to the Bnei Yisrael, to the sons, the children of Yisrael. And Eleazar HaKohen, the priest, took the brazen censers wherewith they that were burnt had offered, and they were made broad plates for a covering of Ha-Mizbeach, of the altar, to be a memorial to the Bnei Yisrael, the sons, the children of Yisrael, that no stranger, which is not of the seed of Aharon, come near to offer incense, lifnei Yahweh, before Jehovah, that he be not as Korah, and as his company, as the Yahweh said to him by the hand of Moshe. But on the morrow, all the congregation, all the aggregation of the Bnei Yisrael, the sons, the children of Yisrael, murmured against Moshe and against Aharon, saying, y'all have killed the people of the Yahweh. And it came to pass when the congregation, the aggregation, gathered against Moshe, against Moses, and against Aharon, against Aaron, that they looked toward the tabernacle of the congregation, the tent of meeting, the Ohel Moed, and behold, Hine, Anan, the cloud covered it, and the the glory, the kavod of Jehovah appeared. And Moshe and Aharon came before the tabernacle of the congregation, the Ohel Moed, the tent of meeting. And here in the KJV at verse 44, is the Arabi'i Aliyah. Corresponding in the Hebrew, the Masoretic, the Chumash, with Numbers chapter 17 verse 9. But here in the KJV, for those following along the KJV, in Numbers chapter 16 verse 44 is the fourth Aliyah for this Shabbat Korah, this Sabbath Korah, Senbet Koreh. Here at verse 44 in the KJV, Numbers 16:44, King James Version, English Bibles, the Hebrew Masoretic, the Chumash. We're at Numbers chapter 17 verse 9 for the Rebi'i, the fourth Aliyah for this Shabbat Korah. Wa'yadaberi Allah il Moshe le'mor. And Yahweh spake to Moshe, saying, Heromu mitoka ha'edah hazot wa ekaleh otam k'raga wa yiplu ala penehem. Get you up from among this congregation. Heromu mitoka ha'edah hazot. Get the eye up from amongst this congregation, that I may consume them in a moment. That I may consume them in a moment. And they fell upon their faces. And Moses said to Aaron, take a censer and put fire therein from off HaMizbeach, from off the altar, and put on incense, aishans, and go quickly into the congregation, aggregation, and make an atonement, make an atonement for them. For there is wrath, there is wrath gone forth from the Yahweh. The plague is begun. And Aharon took as Moshe commanded and ran into the midst of the congregation, aggregation, and behold, the plague was begun among Ha'am, among the people. And he put on aishans, on incense, and made an atonement for Ha'am. And he stood between the dead and the living. And the plague was stayed. Now, they that died in the plague were 14,700, besides them that died about the matter of Korah, the matter of Korah. And Aharon returned to Moshe to the Petach, to the door of the Ohel Moed, the tent of meeting, the tent of appointment, the tabernacle of the aggregation. And the plague was stayed.
Why, slash, perfect, blessed, Mosiah.
Now they that died in the plague were 14,700, beside them that died about the matter of Korah. And Aaron returned unto Moses unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. The plague was stayed.
Every knee shall bow, and every tongue confess.
Why, slash, perfect, blessed, Mosiah.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Shema Yisrael. Give ear. And here, for this Shabbat Korach, here, picking up with the fourth book of Moshe, the Hebrew book that is called and known as Numbers. In the KJV, we are at Numbers chapter 17, the years of wandering. The third item here is Aharon, Aaron's rod, Aaron's rod that budded. Here in the KJV, the English Bibles, the King James Version, it's Numbers chapter 17. Here for the Hamishi Aliyah. But in the Hebrew, the Masoretic Torah text, or the Chumash, we are already in chapter 17, Numbers 17, verse 16. So in the Hebrew, for those following along the Hebrew, it is Numbers chapter 17, the Hebrew Masoretic text, chapter 17, verse 16, for this Hamishi. But here in the KJV, that corresponds to the King James Version, chapter 17, verse 1. So Shema for this Hamishi Aliyah, offering up anaphora for this Shabbat Korach, Senbet Korei, picking up with Wai Daberi Yahuwah Ila Moshe Lemor. And Yahweh spake to Moses, saying, Daber, speak, Daber il bnei Yisrael, wikach mei itama mate, li beita av, mei eita kola nesihehem, li beita botama, sheneim asara matot isha eta shemo, tiktov ala matehu. Here, picking up the KJV, fourth book of Moshe, Hebrew book of Numbers, chapter 17, verse 2. In the Chumash, the Hebrew, Numbers chapter 17, verse 17. Speak, Daber, speak to the children of Israel. Daber il bnei Israel. And take wikach, and take and take of every one of them a rod according to the house of their fathers. Wikach mei tama mateh li beitaav, of all their princes according to the house of their fathers, 12 rods. Me'eta kola nisiehem li beita votama shenem asar matota isha eta shemo tiktov al matehu. Write thou, the I, every man's name upon his rod. And thou shalt write Aharon, Aaron's name, upon the rod of Levi. For one rod shall be for the head, for the Rosh, for the Ras, for the head of the house of their fathers. And thou shalt lay them up in the tabernacle of the congregation, the Ohel Moed, the tent of meeting, the tent of appointment, before the testimony, where I will meet with you. And it shall come to pass that the man's rod, whom I shall choose, shall blossom, and I will make to cease from I, the murmurings of the Bnei Yisrael, the sons, the children of Israel, whereby they murmur against you. And Moshe spake to the Bnei Yisrael, and every one of their princes gave him a rod apiece, for each prince one, according to their fathers' houses, even 12 rods. And the rod of Aharon was among their rods. And Moshe laid up the rods Lifnei Yahuwah before Jehovah in the tabernacle of witness. And it came to pass that on the morrow Moshe went into the tabernacle of witness, and behold, the rod of Aharon for the house, the Beit of Lewi, the house of Levi, was budded and brought forth buds and bloomed blossoms and yielded almonds. And Moshe brought out all the rods from Lifnei Yahweh before Jehovah to all the Bnei Yisrael, to all the children, the sons of Israel. And they looked and took every man his rod. And here, and here, for the Here we have the Sheishi for the sixth Aliyah. The sixth offering up, Anaphora, for this Shabbat Korach, Senbet Koreh. Here at verse 10 in the KJV, King James Version, it will be Numbers, fourth book of Moses, Hebrew book called Numbers, chapter 17, at verse 10 for the Sheishi. In the Masoretic text, in the Hebrew, the Chumash, it will be Numbers, chapter 17, here at verse 25. So the correspondence for the realignment of the verses right here. Here picking up with the KJV, the English Bible, Numbers chapter 17 at verse 10. The Hebrew first word right here. Why Maria illa Moshe ha shiv eta mate ahrona lifnei ha edut le misha mereta leot livnei meri u tikal te lunotama me alai we lo yamutu. And the Yahweh said to Moshe, to Moses, why Omeri Yahweh il Moshe, bring Aharon's rod again before the testimony. Bring Aaron's rod again before the testimony. Hashiv eta mate Aharon lifnei ha edut, to be kept for a token against the rebels, to be kept for a token against the rebel. Le mishmereta leot livnei meri, to be kept for a token against the sons of bitterness, the Bnei Meri, the Bnei Meri, the sons of bitterness, the rebels. And thou shalt quite take away their murmurings. Thou shalt quite take away utekalate luonotam me alai, from me, from I, that they die not, ulo yamutu. And Moshe did so. As Yahweh commanded him, so did he. And the Bnei Yisrael, the children, the sons of Yisrael, spake to Moshe, saying, behold, I and I die. I and I perish. I and I all perish. Behold, we die. We're lost. We're all lost. Whosoever cometh anything near to the tabernacle of the Yahweh, Jehovah, shall die. Shall I and I, be consumed with dying? And here, fourth book of Moshe, Hebrew book called Numbers, at chapter 18, both the English KJV, King James Version, as well as the Hebrew, the Masoretic text, the Chumash, are aligned again. So both we are in chapter 18 according to the Masoretic, the Hebrew text, and according to the King James Version, the translation. Here at chapter 18. The wandering, the years of wandering, continuing in the theme of the years of wandering. The fourth item, Aaron, and the Levite, Halawim, the Lewawian, confirmed in their privileges and responsibilities. And the Yahweh said to Aaron, thou, I, and thy sons, and thy father's bait, thy father's house with thee, shall be the iniquity of the sanctuary, and thou, I, and thy sons with thee, shall be the iniquity of your kahuna, your priesthood, and thy brethren also of the tribe of Levi, the tribe of thy father, bring thou the I with thee, that they may be joined to thee, and minister to thee I. But thou and thy sons with thee I shall minister before the tabernacle of witness. And they shall keep thy charge and the charge of all the tabernacle. Only they shall not come near the vessels of the sanctuary and the altar ha-mizbeach, that neither they nor ye y'all also die. And they shall be joined to thee, and keep the charge of the tabernacle of the congregation for all the service of the tabernacle. And a stranger shall not come near to you, to the eye. And ye y'all shall keep the charge of the sanctuary and the charge of ha-mizbeach, of the altar, that there be no wrath, no wrath any more upon the Bnei Yisrael, upon the children, the sons of Yisrael. And I, nay, behold, I have taken your brother in Halloween, the Lewawian, the Levites from among the Bnei Yisrael, the sons of children of Israel, to you they are given as a gift for the Yahweh to do the service of the tabernacle of the congregation, the aggregation. Therefore thou, the I, and thy sons with thee I, shall keep your priest's office for everything of ha-mizbeach, of the altar, and within the veil, and ye y'all shall serve. I have given your priest's office to you as a service of gift. And the stranger that cometh near shall be put to death. And Yahweh and Jehovah spake to Aharon, and Hine, behold, look, see, here it is. I also have given thee the charge of mine heave offerings of all the hallowed things, set apart things of the Bnei Yisrael, the sons, the children of Yisrael. To thee have I given them by reason of the anointing, and to thy sons by an ordinance forever. This shall be thine of the most holy things, the most set apart things, reserved from the fire. Every oblation of theirs, every meal mincha, meal offering, grain offering of theirs, and every chatat, sin akri offering of theirs, and every trespass, asham, guilt offering of theirs, which they shall render to me, to I, shall be most holy, most set apart for thee, I, and for thy sons. In the most set apart holy place shalt thou eat it. Every male zakar shall eat it. It shall be holy, set apart to thee, I. And this is thine, the heave offering of their gift with all the wave offerings of the Bnei Yisrael. I have given them to thee, I, and to thy sons, and to thy daughters with thee, I, by a statute for Iva. Everyone that is clean in Beitikah, in the I bait, in the I house, shall eat of it, all the best of the oil, and all the best of the wine, and of the wheat, the first fruits of them, which they shall offer to the Yahweh, them have I given thee, I. And whatsoever is first ripe in the land, which they shall bring to the Yahweh, shall be thine. Everyone that is clean in thine house, Beitikah, in the Ibait, shall eat of it. Everything devoted, I voted in Yisrael shall be thine. Everything that openeth the matrix of all flesh, which they bring to the Yahweh, whether it be of man or beast, shall be thine. Nevertheless, the firstborn of man, of man, shalt thou surely redeem, and the firstling of unclean beast shalt thou redeem, and thou and those that are to be redeemed from a month old shalt thou redeem, according to thine estimation, according to thine valuation, for the money of 5 shekels, after the shekel of the sanctuary, which is 20 gerahs. But The firstling of a cow, or the firstling of a sheep, or the firstling of a goat, thou shalt not redeem. They are holy, they are set apart. Thou shalt sprinkle their blood upon Ha Mizbeach, and shall burn their fat for an offering made by fire, for a sweet savor la Yahweh to Jehovah. And the flesh of them shall be thine, as the wave breast and as the right shoulder are thine. All the heave offerings of the holy things, the holy things which the Bnei Yisrael offer la Yahweh to Jehovah have I given thee, and thy sons and thy daughters with thee, by a statute forever, forever. It is a covenant of salt forever, lifnei Yahweh, before Jehovah, to thee, and to thy seed with thee. And Yahweh spake to Aharon, thou shalt have no inheritance in their land, neither shalt thou have any part among them. I am thy part and thine inheritance among the Bnei Yisrael, among the sons, among the children of Yisrael.
Are ye not as children of the Ethiopians unto me, O children of Israel, O children of Israel? Are ye not as children of the Ethiopians? Are ye not as children of the Ethiopians, children of
Why, slash, perfect, blessed, Messiah. ሽመላ አገራችን ኢየሩሳሌም ደህና ሽመላ አገራችን ኢየሩሳሌም ደህና
Hear, O Israel. Hear, O Israel.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Yes. It's scrolling right here. Brothers and sisters and brothers, the seventh Aliyah right here. Let's see if we can bring it up right here. Sometimes there's some technical difficulties with the board, the technology. Here, seventh Aliyah.
Give ear, and here, Shema, and here for the Shabi'i, Aliyah, for this Shabbat Korach, Senbet Koreh, here at the Shabi'i Aliyah. Here, picking up with the fourth book of Moshe, the Hebrew book that's called Numbers chapter 18, here at verse 21. Numbers 18 and 21 for the Shebi'i, the seventh Aliyah, offering up anaphora for this Shabbat Korah. With Livnei Lewi, Hine, Natati Akola Ma'eser Bi Yisrael, Le Nachala, Cheleka Ibodata Ma'asher Heina, Obdim et Bodat Ohel Moed. And behold, I have given the children, the Bnei Lewi, the sons of Levi, all the 10th in Yisrael for an inheritance, for their service which they serve, even the service of the tabernacle of the congregation, of the Ohel Moed, the tent of meeting, the tent of appointment. Neither must the children of Yisrael, the B'nai Yisrael, henceforth from here forward, come near the tabernacle of the congregation, the Ohel Moed, the tent of meeting, lest they be a chati'at, uckery, sin, and die. But Ha-Lawim, the Levites, the Lewawian, shall do the service of the Ohel Moed, the tent of meeting, the tabernacle of the aggregation, and they shall bear their iniquity. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations that among the B'nai Yisrael, the sons and children of Yisrael, they have no inheritance. But the tithes of the B'nai Israel, the sons and children of Israel, which they offer as a heave offering, la Yahweh, to Jehovah, I have given to Ha-Lawim, to the Lewawian, to the Levites, to inherit. Therefore I have said to them, among the B'nai Israel, the sons and children of Israel, they shall have no inheritance. And Yahweh spake to Moshe, Lamor, saying, thus, like this, speak to Ha-Lawim, the Levites, the Lewawian, and say to them, when y'all take of the B'nai Yisrael, the sons and children of Yisrael, the tithes, which I have given you from them for your inheritance, then y'all shall offer up as a heave offering of it for La Yahweh, for Jehovah, even a 10th part of the tithes. And this, your heave offering shall be reckoned to you as though it were the corn of the threshing floor, and as the fullness of the wine press. Thus, like this, y'all shall offer an heave offering, La Yahweh, Teruma, La Yahweh, of all your tithes, which y'all receive of the B'nai Yisrael, the sons and children of Yisrael, and y'all shall give thereof the Yahweh's heave offering, Teruma, to Aharon HaKohen, Aaron the priest, out of all your gifts. Ye shall offer every heave offering, La Yahweh, of Jehovah, of all the best thereof, even the hallowed part, the set apart part thereof, out of it. And here, and here for the maftir, at verse 30. With Amarta Elehem, ba here, rima kemaeta chelbo, miyamenu with nechshav lalawim kitabu at go ren with kitabu at yaav. Therefore thou shalt say to them, when y'all have heaved the best thereof from it, then it shall be counted to the Lawim, to the Levites, Lalawim, as the increase of the threshing floor, and as the increase of the winepress. And ye shall eat it in every place, ye and your households, for it is your reward for your service in the Ohel Moed, in the tent of meeting, in the tabernacle of aggregation. And y'all shall bear no chatiat, no sin, no uckery by reason of it, when y'all have heaved, gifted from it the best of it. Neither shall y'all pollute the holy things, the holy things of the B'nai Yisrael, of the sons and children of Yisrael, lest y'all. Glory to the word, glory to the sound, glory to the power. Glory be to I Father, I King. Glory be to the first power of the Trinity. Beshem Yeshua HaMoshiach. In the name of Getachina, Mechanatachina, our Lord and Savior, in the name of Jesus Christos. Amen.
Yes. Hallelujah. fulfilling right here, the Torah readings here for this Shabbat Korah. Still have the Haftarah, as well as the Brit Chadasha coming up for the first day, Sunday service. But here, completing the Baraka, the blessing after reading of HaTorah.
After the reading of a section of HaTorah, the law, the following Baraka, the following blessing is said. Baruch atah Yahweh Eloheinu melech ha'olam. Blessed art thou, he who be, I and I, Elohim, true good, true God, King of the universe, universal King, who has given us the law, ha-Torah, of truth, and has planted everlasting life in I and I midst. Baruch atah Yahuwah, noten ha-Torah. Blessed art thou, Adonai, who givest I and I the Torah, the directions, the instructions. Shalom. Wa'imru. Amen.
Stay tuned. The Haftarah, the prophet reading from Shemuel, Samuel, how Saul defeated the Ammonites, and Shemuel's farewell address. It's kind of interesting. One of the first words is when Samuel said to the people, "Come, make I and I go to Gilgal and to renew the kingdom. Wini Hadesh, Sham, Ha, Meluka, renewing the kingdom. So we have the Haftarah and the Brit Chadasha coming up for the Sunday first day service. Oh, yes. So stay tuned. Yes, sir.
Stay tuned for...
Yes. Stay tuned for the Haftarah and the Brit Chadasha coming up at the top of the hour right here. Yes, I don't have to reboot right here. Things are a little slow right here, but stay tuned. Yes, Rastafari.
Baruch atah Yahweh, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, vayei olam natei, vatokanu. Baruch atah Yahweh, noten ha-Torah, Shalom.
Stay tuned for the Haftarah and the Brit Chadasha Aliyot.
Shabbat Shalom here. Melkam, the Hood, blessed. Beautifully good first day, coming to the eve right here, the first day, a.k.a. also known as Sunday. So the Yom HaRishon, Yom HaRishon, the first day, the head day. Looking forward. Stay tuned right here on the ear and
Stay tuned for the Haftarah and the Brit Chadasha Aliyot.
New York Massive, are you ready?
I wanna hear it say yes, I wanna hear it say yes.
Uptown Massive, are you ready?
I wanna hear it say yes, I wanna hear it say yes.
Now Jamaica Massive, are you ready?
I wanna hear it say yes, I wanna hear it say yes.
All who have beat from last night from the whole of rest. All who have beat from last night from the whole of rest. Because you come in this morning and you know all of evening farm and you know all of you have to take a rest, you have to take a rest. You don't want to rest. But what I rest, you don't want to rest. Come from work so tired and me can't get up. Sleep last night and me can't get up. Come from dance place and me can't get up. Want to sleep but through the night me can't hold up. New York Massive, are you ready? I want to hear you say yes, I want to hear you say yes. Massive, are you ready? I want to hear you say yes, I want to hear you say yes.
on to the Shabbat rest. First day, Baraka. First day, bless. Yes,
Psalm 24. The earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. For he hath founded it upon the seas, and established it upon the floods. Who shall ascend into the hill of the Lord, or who shall stand in his holy place? He that hath clean hands and a pure heart, who hath not lifted up his soul unto vanity, nor sworn deceitfully. He shall receive the blessing from the Lord, and righteousness from the God of his salvation. This is the generation of them that seek him, that seek thy face, O Jacob. Selah. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, and be ye lift up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. Who is this King of glory? The Lord strong and mighty, the Lord mighty in battle. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, even lift them up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. Who is this King of glory? The Lord of hosts. He is the King of glory. Selah, 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 Selah.
Kadamawi.
The whole place is due forever.
Shavuot Tov. Yes, I. Sabbatical strong. First day, Melkam Mahud. Tune in. First day service beginning right now. Yes, I. Calling. Rastafari Israelites on the YouTube. Yes, I.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.